Hello everyone, this is Waldorf.
Yeah, this is Statler.
And this is Battle Report 335.
335.
Gone past the 333 number.
Yes.
The Orcs and Goblins versus the Dread Elves.
At Huzzah Habes.
Yep, and this is another pandemic picnic preparation game. So, there's my same list I've been using. 3 catapults and a gargantula with a web launcher. So 4 catapults. Kind of nice. I was expecting to see a lot of elves at this tournament. So,
well, I guess a lot of your guys have been playing the new Dread Elves, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And based on that, these are the spells I took. Break Spirit, Totemic Summons, Bring Pain, Waken the Beast, and Chilling Howl. And there's his list.
You know you're going to go to this tournament and end up... I couldn't notice the phone. You're going to go to this tournament, you're going to end up playing...
well, my first game's against
all the
dwarves.
people. Oh, you already know, okay.
I know my first opponent, it's dwarves, and my second opponent will probably be infernal dwarves, and my third opponent, I'm sure, will be like chaos warriors.
I assume you're just going to play all people
with,
from your own club and not of the other...
No, they're trying, they do try to avoid that. But I know the, like I said, I know my first opponent, so I'm sure I'm going to be playing all toughness 4 armored guys.
Okay.
So my catapults kill 1.
Maybe.
Kill a guy under the hole.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm sure you hit enough guys, it'll kill guys.
It'll kill a couple. Yeah. Anyway. So he's got a Legion Legate with a Mana Core. He's the BSB. Shield, Alchemist, Alloy. He basically ends up being a 2-up, 5-up guy. 2-up armor, 5-up. He's got an Obsidian Rock to help him out. I have no spells that really...
Oh, I thought you just... He had a separate unit called Rock.
Yeah. It's separate. It is. It's a new model.
Yes.
He's got another Legion Legate as his general. This guy's not real fighty. I mean, he's got a shield, Willow's Ward, Kraken Hide. I mean, he's fighting with a spear. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not a fighty guy. But he's got a Binding Scroll and the Mask of the Warcrow, which is a nice item. He's got a Warlock Outcast, which I don't think can possibly cost enough. Evocation, now that they have Evocation, it's even better.
Yeah.
Magical Heirloom and a Scepter of Power.
You have to go kill him.
You got to go kill him, but yeah, you got to get through everything else to get to him.
Yeah, he's not particularly well defended.
No, he's not defended at all. But getting to him, the -2 to dispel his things is just really tough. I mean, it's kind of in effect throwing 6 dice at a spell.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
when you're trying to get rid of it.
It's an extra die, whatever you would normally do.
Yeah, it means an extra die to get rid of it, which is tough.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 units of 27 Dread Legionnaires with Rending Banners and full command. 15 Legion Auxiliaries, Champion and Musician. 18 Judicators, full command, and an Ether icon. Ether. 3 Gorgons with halberds. Just 1 halberd, they share it. They just pass it around. They just pass it around as needed. 6 Dread Knights, Lance, Standard Bearer, another Aether icon, full command in that unit. Divine Altar with the effigy of Dread model. 8 Harpies, 5 Black Cloaks, and 2 Repeater Batteries.
This looks very familiar to me.
The Repeater Batteries, at first, I was like, okay, whatever. The move and shoot thing. Mm-hmm. You got an opponent that takes advantage of that. That's actually pretty good to be able to move and shoot that thing.
It is.
Really good. And this guy that I'm playing here does that quite often. You take the -1 to hit, but you really change a lot of things.
It also means you should always have something in range.
It makes it hard to... It makes it hard to hide things from them because they can move. It makes, they can back up. Anyway, he does a good job with them. Spells, he took Hasten the Hour. Curse of the Phantom Queen, of course, because, it's criminal not to take that. Touch of the Reaper, Spectral Blades, and Whispers of the Veil. And the Evocation.
Oh, I didn't realize they had done a new card for that.
What's that?
Did they update the deck?
Yeah, they updated the decks. For the Curse of the Phantom Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they put the new card out, and then they changed the value of the casting value. Yeah. Some insane person decided it should have only been 7 to cast instead of 8. I don't know. There's some reasoning there somewhere.
Yeah, it's a spell that needs some work still.
Yeah. Anyway, so we played there. We just played random terrain, and I forgot which map this was actually.
Okay.
Played a random terrain and then played a scenario out of the upcoming tournament.
Okay.
This was the Dawn Assault. Mm-hmm. Marching Columns.
Okay.
Is the deployment, and the second was hold the ground. I mean, secure target. So you're trying to end the game within 6 inches of these two targets.
Oh, I thought Marching Columns was opposite sides.
No.
Which one's that?
That's the Dawn Assault.
Oh, okay.
Where you can't deploy in one corner.
On the 18th, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This one is, the Marching Columns is you start and you have to move down the line, but you can start from either side you want.
Okay.
I placed I got the, he picked sides. He picked sides? Yeah, because I had first deployment.
Okay.
And I placed these 3 units you see there, and then dropped everything after that.
Okay.
I was in the middle of placing when I took a picture. I guess I should have mentioned, I did go to, I did change my list, sorry. I've gone to feral orcs instead of common orcs.
Okay.
Which was a huge decision. I spent way too much time thinking about it. They're much more expensive. It has the advantage of being offensive weapon skill 5 because I give them paired weapons,
yeah.
Which is a big. Then they've got the offsetting disadvantage is now elves hit me on 2s.
Yep.
Because they're only defensive weapon skill 3.
Yeah.
And then the battle focus is a plus. The one advantage to this unit, of course, is I don't start losing attacks until I'm under 15 models, where the spears started losing at 20.
Right.
Not a huge deal, but it was there. I did lose the point pip of AP, if not 2 when they charge. So there's a give and take in it. But as much as that unit's been panicking on me, having them immune to panic is...
Well, that's one way to deal with that problem.
Yeah, just got tired of it.
What did you give up to pay for them?
I gave up a unit of boar boys, so now I only have 1. Like you see the 1 of 5 there in the back.
Okay.
But they did, because of that, they got lances and a champion.
Okay.
So to bring my core back up, it just didn't work when I tried to add another model to the feral orcs.
I see. That's why he's off by 1.
That's why there's 20. There's only 28 of them, but there's a character BSBs in there with them. And it feels better to have the feral BSB with the feral orcs. Anyway, that's what it is. That's just a feel thing for the game. So this is deployment. You can see the, I deployed all the stuff here on the left that you can see.
The left?
On the right, sorry. From the ruins off to the right is all my stuff that I've deployed. And then scouting, I just deployed scouts first. So I put my spider riders here on the hill to give an 18-inch bubble that he can't deploy his scouts in, and then just kind of sweep up my flank.
All right.
Which, is very handy. Because scouts don't have that rule. That there's the rule if you vanguard, if the opponent vanguards, now you can vanguard and get within 6 of them. There's no rule like that for scouting. I mean, if I deploy my scouts, he still has to be 18 away from me or in cover.
Right.
So there's no exception to that one. So anyway, but that's that. So we're going to move on. I have first turn.
That's why you want scouts with Vanguard.
And that's why these things are fantastic. So that's why I like the Spider Riders a lot.
Now he likes them.
I do. The problem is they always have that, the 2-inch movement penalty for them.
You're always.
They're just always just short of where they need to be.
Always worried. Always having issues with your 7-inch movement.
But I do like like we've talked about before. I like having the scouts where it forces the opponent to have to consider that when they're deploying. And, Scout and Vanguard means I can do something like this and then pull them back. And anyway.
No, I love that unit. And I said, with the throwing weapons and...
Yeah, if they had poison on the throwing weapons, that would be great.
That'd be, insane.
But anyway, so turn one. I've got turn 1, so I'm just going to move forward. I just pushed everything forward. You can see my spiders have come back towards my line. Iron Orcs over there just angling to make sure those stupid harpies don't get past anything. Boar Boys just hanging out here in the back. Everybody else moving forward a bit. You still have to be careful with this army, against that army.
Yep.
Because...
You don't want them ganging up on you.
Well, and then that extra movement, movement 6 elves, they don't have swift stride, but movement 6 means when you're at that long range, like right now, if that was 18 between our units, he can take that chance, and if he fails, it really doesn't matter because he's not getting that much closer. So you got to avoid that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's whatever.
That's one of the 8th edition layovers I wish they would have done away with.
What's that?
That's how the charge distances are calculated, because it's just so often it's the infantry is not that much slower.
Correct. That's the problem.
Even if it is, and it still can roll those box cars, and you can just win a game with some lucky die rolls.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on. First round, my one catapult misfires, turns around, takes a couple rounds off.
Okay.
Other than that, all the other two of the catapults hit. I think one missed completely, and then just shredded his adjudicators down to 6 models.
Yeah, it looks like they're a little thinned out.
Yeah. That's, pretty much made that unit almost combat ineffective. So, yeah, there's a closer picture of them. And they photograph really well. It's a nice looking unit.
It'd look better if there's more of them.
Well, there was 15 a minute ago. So this is back to, now we go into his turn. He's going to declare a charge. The adjudicator is going to declare a charge. Those are actually
some of my favorite old GW models.
Are they?
Yeah, the old executioners, yeah.
Yeah. They elected to charge into the Wolf Riders.
Okay. Which I suspect is why they're there.
Which is why the Wolf Riders are there. Over here, you can see the other side of his army comes forward. And his adjudicators failed the charge. I was okay with it. I stood and took it. He needed a 9 to get to me. I stood and took it because I wasn't worried. I thought they would crush the Wolf Riders. Probably not eliminate them, but just beat them up to where they're almost auto break. And then overrun into my boar unit.
Right.
My general takes his potion, goes before them and kills 4 or 5 of them, and minimizes what they can do. Anyway, I was welcoming it, but didn't happen. So I wasn't worried about it. But I did put a +1 toughness on the Wolf Riders to just so they could soak up a little bit of damage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
because I wanted the Wolf Riders alive.
I mean, depends on what kind of magic he puts on guys, but
right.
That could be risky.
What?
If they got into your boars.
No, if they got into board, I wasn't concerned. Like I said,
I don't remember which his spells were. So
I mean, he's got rerolls to hit, rerolls to wounds.
Yeah.
Those are his 2 combat spells, and the Curse of the Witch Queen or whatever. But anyway, I'm not worried about any of those as far as this unit goes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it didn't work out. So you can see the bolt thrower, like I was talking about. Both of them have shifted back 5 inches on his side. And his Harpies came forward. Everything else came forward over on the left. And then his mage proceeds to put 2 wounds on there with, I think it was Whispers. I'm not sure. One of the spells does Whispers the Veil. And then he drops the other one, the Hasten the Hour, does 3 more wounds to me. So I'm down to 2 models.
Afraid of these chariots.
Called a pet. Yeah, no one wants 3 chariots slamming into you. So we've got that. So we're going into my turn.
Well, I guess you're reasonable distance from those from adjudicators. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wants the eraser. So
did he shoot up? Looks like he shot up some of your Wolf Riders.
He did. He shot at my Wolf Riders with one of the bolt throwers. Might have been both. And
I see you're missing a orc.
I am missing an orc. I have no idea how I lost an orc. The scouts.
Scout shot him?
Scouts came up within 12 and shot me. Okay.
What did the other bolt thrower do?
I think they both shot at me. But with moving, they had moving range, so they were needing, I think, 5s to hit and then 3s to wound, and just didn't kill that many.
Okay, it's bad luck. Okay.
Right. Because it is still 16 shots, It's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I thought,
But I guess 16 shots, 5 hit, 2 wound, that's about, no, they should have wounded with 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Instead of 2. So a little bit light. So, back to my turn. Back to my turn 2, I'm going to charge the Wolf Riders. They need a 9 to reach that bolt thrower in the back.
So what are we symbolizing here? Are you charging the scouts first and then the
chariots charged the Judicators first.
Okay.
And he ran.
Oh, that's what he's measuring. Okay.
I redirected and charged the scouts.
Okay.
And they're going to end up running as well.
Okay. That would make sense.
The Wolf Riders charged out there, and the Wolf Riders charging. As long as they roll a decent number,
you're just trying to clear
they're going to clear so the other guys can charge the.
But it's a 9 to the bolt thrower.
I need to roll a 9 to get to the bolt thrower, which is
3 dice. That's
yeah, it's about average, I think. I don't know. Anyway, but as long as they roll like a 4 or something, it'll clear the way for the other guys.
You to
get in at the other guys.
Charge the RP.
Yep.
Could just charge a general out, left him out there by himself.
I actually considered it, but he's on the wrong side.
How bad could that have gone?
I don't think he can see it. The general himself cannot see them.
Yeah.
So, but you do notice, and I was very careful to do this, the general's on the far left to where you can see out to the other side of the Wolf Riders in case there was something over there happening that he wanted to get involved in.
I see.
I'm looking for that chance.
Okay.
So anyway, so we got that. Wolf Riders charged over there, and then he fled. Not sure what these were, but those are the numbers they needed. So the Harpies fled, but he rolled bad. They didn't get very far.
You caught him?
4 Riders caught him.
And you made your roll and you turned.
And I made my roll and turned. I'm out of arc of the Dread Knights over there on the right.
Yep.
So I turned to face in here. The Wolf Riders failed their charge, but they got like a 6 and a 1 or something. So they moved up, like I said, enough to clear the room.
Okay.
The Chariots failed. The Chariots didn't have a charge. I mean, both their guys fled out of possible range. So I just redirected straight, towards the first one, the Judicators.
I'm curious where the rest of your army is.
They're not moving. The magic phase, the totemic shows up. Dun, dun, dun. And there we go. Second turn, misfire. Take a couple turns off for this one. And the rest of my army just kind of, like you said.
So spiders slide over. Your infantry just pivot. Your other infantry just sit there.
Yeah. My idea now with the spiders is now I'm looking at going straight up towards that building once those, what are they called? The Gorgons come forward. Just start throwing crap at the sides of them and be in position to get in front of them if I need to.
All right.
That's the idea there.
Are you just using the catapult on your big spider?
Yes, I'm using the catapult on my big spider. You can see the target in the...
What's your thought there? They're going to take over the position from the chariots when they get wiped out or clear out? Okay.
Yeah, at some point when it starts to get to that point, it'll move forward and, become a threat as far as non-shooting threat. Like I said, the totemic came in on the back there, breathed on that one bolt thrower on the far right.
I was curious what it was going to shoot at. Okay, so you put 2 on him. Not on the Judicators. Okay.
No, the Judicators are running, and I want the bolt throwers out of there. I don't care. And I'm looking at the positioning. Even if the Judicators rally, where are they going from that spot behind the bolt thrower?
That's true.
The web launcher from the spider hit the big unit of spears right there with poking out of the woods.
Okay.
That's what the 1 is, so that they have the dangerous terrain.
All right, and killed a couple of them, it looks like.
Yeah, and there's a couple missing in the back.
Okay.
I'm not sure where the other 2 bolt throwers fired. Actually, the one on the right had this turn off. The one on the left
misfired.
So
you're gonna have the one catapult.
So the one catapult must have missed whatever it shot at.
Okay.
Moving on. There we go. So back to his turn. He's going to turn with his guys and face me.
They missed. Okay.
You can see the bolt throwers have both moved away from the totemic a bit.
Yeah.
He did rally the Judicators, and they had enough space to go too wide.
I see that.
He thinks he's going to block me with this big red tub, so my Wolf Riders can't charge.
Yep.
And then over here on the left, he comes forward fairly aggressively with both these units, the Gorgons and the Spears, while the other Spears turn to face the Boar Riders that are coming around that corner.
Right, and his crossbowmen
And his crossbowmen turn to face into the area as well. This lets them do stuff that I think he tried to shoot my totemic with them.
Oh, okay.
But, it's strength 3 on toughness 5 doesn't do well. And he doesn't get +1 to wound with that.
Get enough shots off, you can do something.
So bolt thrower fires into this unit, kills a couple guys.
Couple? 3?
Yeah, not making me happy. Puts haste in the hour, kills 2 more, which remove. There you go. Now they're gone. So yeah, not thrilled.
There's a whole bunch of Wolf Riders missing.
He decides he has to get rid of my Wolf Rider, so he shoots them up with the other bolt thrower, kills a bunch.
With just one bolt thrower. Wow.
Yeah, and I've got 1 left to. Oh, I think the archer shot him as well.
Yeah, that would make more sense than
I had 1 left.
Shooting at your totemic.
And we're going to go to my turn 3. My turn 3. Here we go with the charges again.
Okay.
So the chariots declare their first charge into the unit of spears that were there in the field. He stays, so the feral orcs just declare a charge as well into it. And he's like, well, that's too much. And unfortunately, he told me later, because I asked him, I was like, you decided to flee with that? And he's like, yeah, I wasn't going to until you did the math out loud, and I heard what the number was.
Oh.
So anyway, because I think we calculated he did like, I don't know, 16 guys hit, 14 times into this unit, the ferals.
Yeah.
But he needs 4s to wound, so that's 7, and I save 1, that's 6.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. 1 chariot can possibly make up for that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he wouldn't do well.
And I was also positioned, the way I had it in mind is they were going to crisscross, and the chariots were going to line up to overrun into the Gorgons if it didn't. But
yeah, I mean, only one of your chariots would have got in, but...
correct. Exactly.
But you got a lot of attacks also, so and you're hitting on 3s, so...
I would be hitting him on 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, with battle focus and nonsense. And that's before any spells go off.
And wounding on 2s, so
Right.
yeah.
So anyway, so he fled. The ferals redirected on I think they needed a 9 or a 10 to get to the Gorgons.
Okay.
So they redirected into the Gorgons.
There's a 10 on the dice.
There is, but I don't know that that's correct.
Okay.
But it might be. Just seems a long way, because I did do the war cry on this one. So they have Swift Stride.
Yep.
Off on the right, the chariots redirect into they can't see the Gorgons, so they redirected into the front of the spear block.
Is your general in range of these guys? You're just using your BSB to help?
He actually had it was a rerollable 6 and then passed on the second try.
So it was a BSB. All right.
So I'm just hoping with this, it's either this or I go forward and get hit. And I don't want to take a risk on getting too far forward and letting that spear block hit me. Anyway.
Right.
So I'm going to go hurl myself into it, do some damage, hope to have a chariot left, and put all the chariot's attacks into his mage, who's, as you said before, not protected at all. That's my goal with that one. I just want to have 1 wound left. Over here...
General?
No, the whole unit. The whole unit's going to pivot and go and clip the corner of this.
He can get past, and the picture doesn't look like he can get past.
He can, barely.
But he can, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I can't. I can only get 1 model on it, but it's good enough.
Okay, I'm surprised you don't want to fight that Effigy of Dread again.
No, I learned my lesson on that one, I think. I'm surprised I learned my lesson, but I did.
Okay.
So we go there. These guys make it in.
They made it in.
Chariot
Looks
makes
like the
it
chariots
in.
made it in.
Totemic Summons takes its move and just walks right past the Judicators into this with an angle to overrun into the...
Such confidence.
The other guys. Yeah, well, come on. And the Boar Boys, of course, made it in.
Okay.
They've got Whispers of the Veil, so they're -1 toughness. They're only toughness 3 at the moment. But it's what it is.
Yeah, well.
I'm not that worried about 2 strength 3 attacks.
You shouldn't be. With the 2 up armor save.
Yeah. So they make it in as well. And moving forward, I get off the big chilling howl on his mage, his unit.
Okay.
Which is, good. And I also put Break the Spirit on them, so they're -1 to hit. Like I said, I'm just struggling to have 1 left.
Right.
Is what I'm hoping for. And I think the other fights I'm in don't need help. So, especially not that one.
I'm surprised you didn't buff that one up.
I was concerned. I did put the scarification on my guy.
Looks very concerning.
It's very concerning.
So what happened with that?
The ferals?
Yeah.
They just blew them out.
Like you only
I mean,
lost
they took
one.
some damage. No, I had 2 in the back. I mean, sorry, 3 in the back. So he did 3, 4, 5, 6 to me.
Oh, he did 6. Okay.
Yeah, he did 6 to me.
That's better. It's like, wow. How did you escape getting all those wounds? Okay.
I also have the big stabber for impact hits. Don't forget that.
Oh, I didn't realize you took the big stab.
Look at that big stabber. How do you miss that thing?
I don't really see it, actually, but okay. I'll take your word for it. I think, it's there next to the standard?
Yeah, poking out.
Okay.
Way out.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, with that, they crushed through them.
You've made my day knowing you took the big stab.
Big stabber. And then they pivoted to face into the spearmen in the woods, which have taken some damage by getting hit by another catapult.
So he wiped you out, it looks like?
He did wipe me out without me getting to attack.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate for me. I was hoping for more.
Looks like you killed like 5 or 6 guys with your charge.
I did. I killed, I think it was 7.
Your impact.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay. But it was good impacts and whatever. Mm-hmm. Back in the back,
How close were you on wounds? Do you remember?
Exact. Exact.
That's always like.
I had 7 wounds.
By that much.
I had 7 wounds on me, and with the spell on him, I was hoping he did 7 wounds to me.
Okay.
Which is just disappointing.
And your totemic put 2.
Totemic only did 2 wounds to the bolt thrower.
Okay, but you're still there.
But I'm still there, and it's still there.
Yep.
So, and I am out of arc of the.
It's not shooting, so you don't care if it's still there.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I'm not that concerned with it.
Yeah.
Actually, anyway, it worked out okay. So that's what it's going to look like, and we killed those guys in the back and reformed. The only problem is I'm going to face the.
You're out of arc of the cavalry.
I am.
Looks like you shot the cavalry because he's missing 3 guys.
I shot the cavalry.
2 guys.
The catapult on the far right
came back.
Had one target, which was those guys. So it hit them. Managed to slip one through with a strength 3 hit.
Okay, test the hole.
And the other one.
Okay, and then you brought your Iron Orcs forward.
The Iron Orcs moved a full 10 inches forward.
And the spiders filled the center now.
Spider came up. It did not have a target, so it moved forward and came up. Not far enough. I made a mistake and didn't pull it forward for as far as I could.
Did it march?
It could have.
But did it?
It did not.
Did it shoot?
I think I may have shot at those guys in the woods.
Not really in the woods.
No. They were fighting the chariots. They weren't a target. I would think I targeted the guys in the woods, the auxiliaries.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a strength 3 hit.
Yeah, it's either them or I guess it's them or the.
And I had put the other guys out of arc on the far left.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, it's a strength 3 hit at something, so not worth much. But I wanted to get the guys in the woods and.
Yeah. Although
didn't manage it. Although
could have targeted those adjudicators, let them survive.
I don't care about them.
Clearly,
they don't bother me anymore. So he, like I said, he pivots the cav around and faces me. Mm-hmm. The adjudicators come forward to chaff me and try to do some damage on their way out.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Crossbowmen slide over.
Crossbowmen reform and slide over.
He rallied his other spearmen.
And the other spearmen rally.
Looks like his scouts rallied also.
Also rallied last turn, and now they're heading back.
Oh, okay.
Or do they have feigned flight, and did they rally and move? Because they really shouldn't be there. Okay. Anyway. Because they both fled at the same time, didn't they? No, it was a different turn. It was a turn early the scouts fled. So they rallied the turn before, and now they're moving back up into position. They lost 2 running through the building, by the way.
Okay. All right. You're on both objectives.
And now we're both him. I'm squatting on both objectives.
Okay.
His cav is now... when his cav turned to face away, the Iron Orcs were free to come forward fast, which is bad for him. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
This as far as the objective's concerned.
As far as the objectives are concerned.
He really wants to get rid of your general.
He does.
Hey, where'd that come from?
He put 3 wounds on me with the... What was it?
Some kind of spell.
One of the spells. The Whispers of the Veil. I don't know. One of those.
Okay.
One of the ones I don't like. Well, going to turn 4.
There's a die. I was wondering where that went.
Yeah, it's a big green die. It shows up every once in a while.
Yeah.
On his turn... The totemic finished off the bolt thrower, which he did not account for, when he turned his flank with the auxiliaries.
Well, you got you got 3 targets.
And in the woods, so they're not going to be steadfast.
Yeah.
And the bolt thrower is off the board.
Well, the spearmen got the same problem.
Spearmen, spearmen. It's a good point. Spearmen have the same problem.
Yes.
But anyway, so we've got that.
Okay, it looks like you charged.
This is what we've got.
You've charged into his adjudicators.
Yeah, I've moved. The boar boys charged to get to the flank of... No. The boar boys moved up.
They moved up.
They moved up, that's it. And the Iron Orcs moved up again.
Yeah, and your general charged
the adjudicators to get rid of them. And the totemic decided to go at the crossbows. I think part of that was because the 2 of my catapults were screened from hitting the back unit, but I could hit the front unit. I think that had something to do with that call.
Well, but you had to go on the other side.
What's that?
You couldn't see the one behind the building?
Maybe.
I think
I don't care about the one beside the building.
I'd have gone after the spearman myself.
Oh, with the totemic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
It probably would, and it would have the advantage, but this is what my catapults did to it.
That's very nice.
And the one is of course, the web launcher hit him.
Yeah.
And catapults and the 8 shots from the the spider, and he's managed to be poking out just enough for the woods that there's no cover bonus for the normal bows.
Yeah.
So it didn't work out good. Killed a bunch. So the totemic killed 4 guys. I took a wound. That's the red marker is there. But with the charge and flank and everything else, they broke and headed out of town. The totemic chased them.
I thought he killed your totemic for a second.
No.
Okay. All right.
So the boar boys charged forward, hit the adjudicators,
wipe them out.
The general took his potion, so he goes first.
Okay.
Crushed them before they could kill all but one of them before they attacked.
And you lost one?
The one guy killed a guy.
Okay.
And I overran to open up the distance between from those guys in the back, the Dread Knights.
How bad did that go?
And there's the totemic after he's run them down.
Okay.
That's it. And you can see a couple more. I think another feral or 2 is missing from getting shot by that stupid scouts over there in the corner. Oh. But they can take that all day.
Okay, so his turn.
He really wanted revenge on that totemic.
Yeah, it would seem so.
Well, the guy didn't want to come out from behind the building and take D3+1 from catapults.
Yep, your catapults didn't have to hit anything all game. They achieved...
just by keeping him out of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, until now. Now he gets to kill a totemic, which earns him 0 points.
It does give him some points, at least 0.
Yeah, at least it gives him 0.
Yeah.
What else do we got? We go here. His cav had charged me and didn't make the distance.
Oh wow, that's bad luck.
It was a good long. I think he needed a 10.
Okay.
It's not an impossible charge, but maybe it was even a 9. I don't know. But I know he missed it. So we got that. Okay. Over here, his mage left the unit and ran over here to join the other unit. The problem was
she ran through the woods.
She ran through the woods and the open terrain.
So
with the after having been hit by the web launcher, so she took 2 dangerous terrains and has a couple wounds on her now. Okay. Not feeling great about life.
But not far enough to get to the spearman.
But didn't have enough movement to get to the spearman.
And the spearman didn't have enough to...
And the spearman had already moved, he already moved the spearman up. And then she moved over to where you see her. Yeah. Because she couldn't get to him. And I questioned the move with him, and he's like, well, if she's with the other unit, it's going to get smashed. Because it was in line of sight of the boar boys. Okay. I mean, sorry, the remaining boar boys, yeah. So he moved where he is. The scouts continue. Now they're tired of shooting at my flank, so now they're going to shoot at my rear.
Why not?
And they're coming over. Actually, they're coming over so they can shoot at the spider riders, which they do and crush 3 of them.
Oh, but you don't run away.
Rerollable 6, buddy. We ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
What are you talking about? It's like an auto pass. My boar boys charge the flank of his Dread Knights. They decide they don't want that and run. And then you can see there's only 3 guys left there in that unit.
What's the roll?
Coming out of the woods. What?
What's the roll? Stay on the table?
Apparently, after he pivots, 10 is off the table.
Okay.
9 kept him on the table. Barely. I mean, like quarter of an inch on the table.
Yeah, yeah.
And we go to this is turn 5, which I'd already showed you the declared charge.
He stayed on the table.
That's where he is right there, like I said, at the very edge.
Oh, well, okay, that worked out.
The Iron Orcs march forward, grab up their spot.
Yep.
His mage on his turn had, I've already done my shooting at this point.
Yeah, because something's missing.
Yeah, his mage on his turn had done the hasten the hour into my unit again, the Boar Boys, killed the unit, but didn't put a wound on either one of the other 2 characters.
Oh, that's the 2 characters. Okay.
So now it's just 2 characters sitting there.
Okay.
Spear block move, the remaining 3.
And he ate the totemic, and he is now facing towards the center.
Killed the totemic, pivot around, and on my turn, the Spider Riders marched forward and got in the face of the spearman.
Okay.
And then I put, I love that trick.
You're shooting at that mage?
I love that. And then they threw their weapons at the mage.
Okay.
And didn't kill it. Spider ended up having to shoot him as well.
With the bows?
And put the final wound, with his bows.
What did the catapult do?
Had to shoot the same target, unfortunately.
So you unleashed the whirlwind.
I was hoping the spiders would kill the mage, so I could be free to do other stuff.
Right.
But
put it on that big unit.
Didn't happen. Yeah, which I would have done. So since I didn't, but I did put the break the spirit on that unit. So if they want to get rid of my chaff, they're welcome to.
Okay.
But
and your 2 catapults.
And one of the catapults hit that unit.
Oh, that's why it's thinned out. Okay.
That's why it's thinned out. I think the one on the far right, I don't remember what it has. I think it had limited targets.
Probably going to see the cavalry.
I think I hit that unit of. I think I hit that unit of guys coming out of the woods. Maybe not. Maybe I shot at the cav. I don't remember what I shot at with it.
Okay.
Didn't do much. But that was that. And back to his turn. Bottom 5, he rallies. Dun dun dun. And we measured, and let's say I measured, and he is 19 inches, 14 and 6, 20. He's like 19 and a half inches from the token, the center of the token. So
this is what turn?
A full move on turn 6. This is turn 5 when he rallied. So on turn 6, a full move will get him within range of that token on the right.
Okay. So you have to go sacrifice somebody.
Can't leave him alone. Over here, he backed up with the unit, with the spear block. And as you can see, his guy flew back around behind the building, trying to preserve a few points, not get completely wiped out. And that's where it went.
And he kept his spearmen, the shot up ones in the middle?
Yeah, they actually moved forward because he's hoping to make me do I've got to do something to him to stop him from taking a 10-inch move and getting within 6 of that marker.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, that's really the only valid reason they have to live at this point.
Okay.
And we're going to go to my turn 6. My turn 6. So I charge the spiders. The little spiders are blocking, so they're going to have to charge. And then I charge with both the big spider and the ferals. I can only get one of them in. I only really need one of them in, but I'm charging both so that if one fails, the other one does make it.
Right.
You got that. The Boar Boys charged the remaining 2 characters charged into the flank.
Okay,
I didn't mark it, but they charged into.
Wow, you're going to leave them sit there?
They charged in the flank of that. The remains of that spear block.
And you're chaffing up his cavalry.
And then my cav went down here to chaff them.
And your Iron Orcs are coming forward to take that objective.
Yeah, they're just parked there. Thought about charging that fear-causing thing, but decided that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah,
Actually, the Iron Orcs probably would have done a much better job of it.
They'll lead through that thing.
But anyway.
But it's objective time.
The spider failed, but the ferals made it.
Okay, so did a little crisscross action?
So they did the crisscross, and the spiders, because of where they are, have an overrun into the BSB.
Okay.
So I don't have to deal with his BSB making a last turn effort to break my feral come out and hit my spider.
Sacrificing for the greater good.
Right.
The greater good.
And I don't know. I think he just didn't consider that possibility.
Probably not.
And he put all his attacks into the orcs.
You flummoxed them with your crisscross.
Yeah.
Little crisscross action.
Yeah. And of course we
Something
smashed.
Seems to be missing.
We killed.
Cheese and crackers.
We killed everyone.
Except for one dude running away. Is that his general?
General.
Okay.
I didn't direct any attacks at him because I thought I could run him down, but I couldn't.
But you did not.
Even though both chased him. Didn't but the overrun did put me into the mana core. Mm-hmm. That's not going to go well for those spider riders.
Shocking that they made that.
Yeah, that overrun of 4 inches.
Was it that far?
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah. Of course, the boar boys.
Somehow you won that flank charge. I'm shocked.
Without taking a wound.
Without taking a wound.
And then bottom of turn 6, you can see
so
he's charged into me.
Might as well get the points.
Scrape up some points there.
And that's all he's got.
And that's pretty much all he's got. He's got the spiders on the left and those
so
on the right.
Did you just pick him up or did you actually fight it?
I made him fight it.
Okay.
Because I was hoping to have something left.
Yeah, because if you could get him down with some luck.
But it didn't happen. Actually, he killed all but one. Mm-hmm. And then I rolled and didn't do any wounds and he ran me down.
Okay.
I don't think we even bothered to move his unit.
He'd be somewhere behind that. Wreck.
Yeah, behind the other one, but at least, like I said, I redirected.
But the real question is,
and he killed.
What happened with the spiders?
I picked up the spiders.
You didn't fight it?
I did not make him roll that.
Should have made him roll it.
I did not make him roll it. So we had that.
Who knows? Anything can happen.
Based on that,
I think they go before the mana core, don't they?
No, I don't think so. I think he's
nothing like a 3
slow in that army. No, he's got to be at least a 4 and then 5 on the charge.
But you charged him.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
You cheated yourself out of some poison attacks, as far as I'm concerned.
Cheated myself out of 2 poison attacks. You're right. Yeah. I might have caused a wound if it got those 2 up 5 up.
That's called moral victory. That's like worth a photograph.
We don't need to call it moral victory. We called it a major orc win at 18-2, which was great. Again, the last turn shenanigans. This was kind of. I didn't need to do this. I could have parked him somewhere else. I could have parked him like right here and then fled if he charged me and make him chase me over here and make, just arrange it so that, he didn't just kill me.
So he gets half points, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, he either catches me, but at least give myself a chance to survive. I didn't need to do that anyway, because he's got nothing to redirect into. He has to charge after me.
Do those points matter?
200 ends up not mattering.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's such a big.
It could have been the difference. It could have made a 19-1. Just saying.
Well, because you had to put him.
Would have only been.
You had to put him in a place so he wouldn't march to that objective. So.
Well, any wheel at all, and he's out of arc.
Okay.
I mean, any wheel at all, he's got. I mean, like I said, from the front edge of his to this token is like I said, just under 19.
Who has the most scoring units in range, or is just?
Who has the most scoring units within range?
Oh, so you didn't need to go up there then?
If he would have gone up here, I could have stayed back. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I could have just stayed back.
You had 2 units,
and it's guaranteed to be mine.
So there was no reason to do that.
There was no reason to do it. One way or another, no reason to do it.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. So, but I gave him the 200 points. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter because, even adding that 200 points back in, it wouldn't make a difference in the score. 18-2 was a nice score.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed. I think I got all the spearmen.
Couldn't get that general?
I really wanted the general.
You didn't put the big stinger on him?
Never fought the general.
Oh, sorry. It was the spider didn't go in.
The spider never didn't make it.
Yeah.
Had the spider made it, and the ferals, I would have had my choice of which one. I still would have sent the ferals.
Yeah, well, without
over the spider, because his spears. I've got 3 wounds on my spider already.
Yeah.
His spears have the potential to kill that, wounding on 5, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 5s.
Yeah, anything's possible. Yeah.
They have the potential to kill it.
Yeah, well, you can't count on not pursuing somebody.
Can't count on.
You didn't catch him.
Oh, correct.
That's just dice.
Yeah. Well, I had the same roll he did, and then I had another roll with Swift Stride.
Yeah.
But it's dice. Happens. But yeah, worked out well. Still kept the. Unfortunately, I didn't get the 200.
So you realize you're going to go to this tournament, play like 3
and he by the way,
Dread Elf opponents and lose all of them.
He also rallied on the 6th turn with the general too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
It's a rerollable 10, so it's not like he wasn't going.
Yeah.
because he's near the BSB.
Yeah, no, you had to get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm not going to play a single Dread Elf player in this tournament. I know it. My opponent says he hopes he doesn't have to play me in round 2 or 3.
Yes, I'm sure.
Again, I was looking to kind of glancing down. Like I said, I'm playing my first game's against the Dwarves, and then I was kind of looking at some of the lists. There's a lot of Warriors.
There's always Warriors.
There's I was like, oh look, there's an Empire list. That might be it's a mounted Empire list.
You don't care
armor.
Yeah,
I care about armor because I only kill him on 6 ones. I mean, he's got to roll 1s to fail his saves.
Well, that's on the catapults. Yeah,
right. But anyway, so yeah, that's going to be it.
Okay.
Now, I'll see how this does. A month from this tournament is Buckeye Battles, so can wait till after this tournament to see how much this list disgusts me as my catapults all fail.
When your army lists are due for that?
Like early June. Mm-hmm. So I do have a week or so after this tournament to get those in. And then later on the year, my son has convinced me to go to Pacific Rim, a team championship in San Francisco.
San Francisco?
Like all the way down in December.
Oh, California might be open by then.
Think so? It's going to be close.
Well, they have the election.
But I was like, I don't want to go to California for a tournament. Am I going to fly all the way to California for a tournament? He's like, I'll pay for your ticket if you go. I'm like, well, you know what? I think you just convinced me.
If it's open, California's a nice place to visit.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But now I need to reach out to all my listeners, which I'll do at a later video as well, and see if anyone in the California area that will be at the tournament has an orc army I can borrow.
So you don't have to transport it?
Yeah, I'm not keen about transport. I don't mind, infantry, cav. I can transport all that stuff. I don't know how I'm transporting that spider.
Oh, I'd be less worried about him than some of your other figures. But okay.
Well, I mean, the other ones I can put in a case with the foam,
Well, so you do the same thing with the spider.
And he's too big and fat.
No, he's just a different big piece of foam.
Okay, maybe. Anyway, just leave the howdah at home or pack it separately.
Just pack it separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. I'll figure something out one way or another.
Yeah.
I want to borrow an army. Somebody out there, reach out to me, please. I don't want to travel with this thing.
And if somebody
you don't have orcs,
if someone has an infernal dwarf army, he'll really like to play with that.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'm terrified of losing, having it lost in shipment. So.
Yeah, I think that's more it's a question of you take it on with you or not.
Yeah, right. So anyway, but I am terrified, especially after the one.
I'm pretty sure that if I was transporting an army, I'd put it in my carry-on. Yeah.
Yeah, if I can fit this into a decent carry-on.
Yeah.
But then I've got to check some other bag because you can only have one carry-on. So.
Yeah, well, it all depends how long you're there for because you can have a backpack.
Yeah, I'm only there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sometimes it's just cheaper to go to, I've done this a couple times.
What's that?
Just go someplace and buy some clothes.
Buy clothes when you're there?
Yeah.
Didn't consider that, but there you go.
I did that one time going to Florida. I forgot why I didn't want to. They just added the carry-on was like Delta was like $60. Like, what? I'm not paying that. So I just went down there, and my buddy, we went to the store, and I just bought some extra shorts and shirts, and I was covered.
Okay, not a bad plan.
Yeah, I just put some essentials in a backpack, and I was good.
Yeah. Who knows?
And now they're down there for whenever I visit. I have some clothes at his house.
Oh, you left them down there too.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's pretty funny.
Nice solution. All right. Well, that's going to do it.
Till next time.
Thanks for listening.